Tom Brady, of course, playing quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we thought they had good tight end play with Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard. Of course, O.J. Howard never really lived up to the lofty potential that people thought he had because every year in the college football playoff, he'd suddenly get the football. O.J. Howard seemingly on the way out, but the news came really fast and furious today. There were rumors, and I can't remember. Somebody's going to take credit and have a tweet that we should look back. It was like a week or 2 weeks ago. Somebody's like, yeah, I bet Rob Gronkowski's going to Tampa. The rumors were Rob Gronkowski. It probably took all of a half hour for there to be a Rob Gronkowski wants to come out of retirement, only wants to play with Tom Brady, to Jay Glazer reporting Rob Gronkowski took a physical and no, the deal is not done yet, to the deal being done. Rob Gronkowski and a seventh. Remember, he makes $10 million and the Patriots are already capped out. Rob Gronkowski in a seventh for a fourth-round pick. So Gronk, who wasn't going to play for the Patriots this season anyway, didn't play for him last year, they get a fourth for him when there was only one team to trade to. Still, the Patriots lose everybody essentially but Edelman on the offensive side of the ball that you remember. And the Buccaneers get Tom Brady, and now they get Gronk. That's a wow. Right? That's a wow. Now, look, there's two sides to it. Gronk has a history of injury problems, but Gronk is as good a two-way tight end as you're going to find in terms of blocker and pass catcher. Plus, there's that thing that you need, which is knowledge of how to play with Tom Brady. And whereas Brady didn't really have anyone in the building who had played with him and succeeded with him, now he does. Double win for the Buccaneers. I guess the only question would be, the 20, 25 pounds that Gronk lost, would he have to put it back on, and how would his body feel? Although his body probably feels really good, not having to go through camp or a football season and, playing only in the WWE, the fake sporting event, and winning a title. So a healthy Gronk in warmer weather should last longer. A Tom Brady who wanted weapons now has weapons. And a Gronk who probably didn't want to grind with Belichick anymore doesn't have to anymore. Do I think the NFC is a ridiculous, arduous journey to get to the Super Bowl? Yeah. The Saints are legit. I don't think Atlanta's as bad as they played in the first half of the year. The Cowboys have talent. The Eagles are even better and should be healthier, and they've done a tremendous job. Say what you want about the Bears. Foles, if he becomes the starter, I think we would all agree is an upgrade over what they've been throwing out there with Mitchell Trubisky, and I think eventually that happens. Vikings are still stacked, although they traded away Stephon Diggs. The Packers had the second best record and could have been the number one overall seed. There's Seattle, who looks like they should be better. They had all those injuries at running back last year. And the San Francisco 49ers, who could have and maybe should have won a Super Bowl. I'm sure I'm missing a team or two, but the NFC is stacked, and now Tampa in the discussions among the favorites to win a Super Bowl. It's a long way off. We don't know when there's OTAs. We don't know a lot of things, but the one of the questions we had about Tom Brady is third down, new group of guys, who could he count on? Well, now he's got Gronk. Problem solved. At least one of the problems solved. Right. Now, look, there's not a long list of super successful players to come out of retirement, but the superstars have done it. Deion Sanders did it and did it well. He came out of retirement a couple times over. Favre didn't sit a year, but Favre came out of retirement and was great. Was great. The first time when he came out with the Jets, and then when he went to the Vikings, and the second time he came out of retirement with the Vikings after a year, then he wasn't very good. Then he kind of fell off a cliff a little bit. But Marshawn Lynch came out of retirement. Not really. But Gronk didn't retire because of age, just the wear and tear of surgeries, some age, playing in the cold, and now you eliminate that. Look, there's a lot of concerns there. Tom Brady's older, Gronk is older and oft injured, but if you told me Rob Gronkowski now becomes your second best tight end, I don't hate that at all. and all you had to do was give up a 4th-round pick for Gronk, and it makes Tom Brady happy, I don't hate that. I guess my question now is, don't you call and you go like, hey, Edelman, what do you think? Just tell me what you're thinking. They have that 1st-round pick, was it 14? Which looks like it'll be earmarked maybe for Tristan Wirfs, who's going to join us. Stud right tackle out of Iowa. 2nd round, you'd think they go running back. But at least you call and you go, Edelman, what do you think? Yes, Rhyme Music.
Does this sort of feel like the hardline coach, my way or the highway, the old school coach is almost coming to an end? I mean, Bill Belichick is probably the last one in the NFL that I can think of off the top of my head.
No, Mike Zimmer is a hard ass with the Minnesota Vikings.
Hasn't had a ton of success, and I'd argue probably going to lose his job if they don't win something of significance.
Okay, but you asked if you asked his last one. Let me kind of go through the list. You got the young guy in Green Bay that he looked overwhelmed. Obviously, Kyle Shanahan, who's an offensive mastermind, although in fairness, he lost 2 Super Bowls he probably should have won. He's the last of the Mohicans. It's a great question.
And the comparison I was going to draw to is, the last that you're sort of seeing in the NBA is Greg Popovich, and the Spurs, although they haven't totally bottomed out, are not the Spurs that they once were. And I know the Kawhi Leonard situation, the way he forced his way out of San Antonio, totally changed that. But I don't think it's a total coincidence that Tom Brady and Gronk left what was the most successful dynasty franchise with that coach and chose to go to a more player-friendly situation in Tampa Bay.
Yes, let's see how it works out. Let's see how it works out. But I would say generally, yeah. Yes, but let's see how Judge works out. Let's see how Houston, as much as everyone is calling out Bill O'Brien or whatever, they made the playoffs 4 to 6 years. One of those years, Deshaun Watson tore his knee. Not making the playoffs, and Deshaun Watson gets hurt, right? Matt Patricia, another former Patriot guy, not doing so well. Some of that didn't have Stafford last year, or much of last year with the knee injury. Back injury. Sorry, did I say knee and back injury? So, yeah, I mean, he does feel like it does feel like a change of the guard and change of the old kind of crotchety football coach. But these things also do ebb and flow, right? Because we're still in the era. Because the truth is that Sean McVay is a young guy, but an old school guy. John Gruden was a young guy, but was an old school guy. He's not really the player's coach that some would lead you to believe because he was a good quote. But we'll see. I do think this is an anti-New England move. On the other hand, I'm not sure I can blame Gronk. I don't want to come back and play with Jared Stidham or whoever their quarterback is when I can play with Tom Brady, and they didn't expect to have him. Probably knew this is a possibility, but those dudes are done with the Belichick thing. And that's the sense that I got from people talking to Brady was it wasn't even necessarily super negative towards Belichick. It was just like, yeah, I've done that. I've had enough of doing it that way. It's good. It's good. But you can still win the other way. And the money showed it wasn't all about money. He got $25 million, but he didn't fight over money. It's like, here's the contract. Can you do it? I think are the old school coaches probably gone? I do think there's a hybrid of, especially if you played, like Ron Rivera is a tough dude. He is a demanding coach. Anthony Lynn, another former player, tough dude, demanding coach. So I think the days of the non-player hard-ass coach probably gone or going away, but the demanding former player coach I still think is there.